go get some breakfast.
Bye.
Bye.
We just had some pastries from Odette for breakfast, and now we're on our way to Chapultepec Castle. See ya! Time check. We are now outside the castle. It's a nice view. This is kastakan, mostly pork. watching Lucha Libre. That was a lot of fun. Now we're gonna go get tacos.
Pero sí me te dijo esto. Sí, ya te dije que eso era ese común. Y entonces.
A little different.
Sí, a todo lo tóxico. Daban los perritos. Gracias.
Hola. We're on our way to our Airbnb. We had a good day at Museum of Anthropology. Now we're just jaywalking. Alright. Got some water. Alright. See ya.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're on our way to Teotihuacan and it's currently 5 a.m. We're waiting for our driver. They're slightly late, so we will see you there.
See ya.
Gracias.
I want chocolate.
¿Este? ¿Uno?
Hi, what did you get?
Birria cup noodles. Some strawberry cream chocolate cookies. Adobo
Adobo
potato
chips.
And some
And,
strawberry wafer.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're on our way to the Airbnb. This is our last full day. Our flight is leaving tomorrow at 6 a.m. Just stocked up on snacks and we'll call it a day.
Alright.
Okay, bye.